Good morning, friends. It's Kim here at Banff Public Library. I'm here to do a Move and Groove story time for and with you. So we're going to get up. We're going to warm up our bodies. We're going to do some dancing. I'm going to share some stories and some rhymes and some finger plays and some puppets. We'll do some yoga and we'll do some meditation and finish off at the end with our magic veil like we always do. So what fun. Thanks so much for joining, and let's get started. Let's start with a little warm-up song. Goes like this. My fingers are starting to wiggle, my fingers are starting to wiggle, my fingers are starting to wiggle, and so are my shoulders. My shoulders are starting to wiggle, my shoulders are starting to wiggle, my shoulders are starting to wiggle, and so is my head. My head is starting to wiggle, my head is starting to wiggle, my head is starting to wiggle, and so are my hips. My hips are starting to wiggle, my hips are starting to wiggle, my hips are starting to wiggle, and so are my legs. My legs are starting to wiggle, my legs are starting to wiggle, legs are starting to wiggle, and so are my feet. My feet are starting to wiggle, my feet are starting to wiggle, feet are starting to wiggle, and so is my whole body. Whole body starting to wiggle, whole body starting to wiggle, whole body starting to wiggle. And now we are starting to get warmed up. Hooray! Okay, let's do another little song that I love all about the weather. And we start with our hands and it goes like this. Raining, 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 snow, 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 windy, 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 blow, wind, blow, thunder, lightning, tornado, and you can turn around. Let's do it one more time now that you know it, so join me and make all the actions. Raining, 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 snow, 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 windy, 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 blow, wind, blow, thunder, lightning, tornado. My goodness, you're doing it. All right, let's just keep warming up just a little bit more. We're going to roll our shoulders back, 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 and roll our elbows back, 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 and roll your arms back, 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 and then come forward. 3, 2, 1. Elbows come forward. 3, 2, 1. Shoulders come forward. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Take a look one way. Take a look the other way. Take a look up and take a look down. Nice work. Okay, shake out your body. Starting to wiggle. We have a whole book about wiggling, and it's about wiggling dogs. I love this book. It's by Doreen Cronin, and the art is by Scott Mention, and it's super fun colors, and it's just a super fun book. So if you want, you can take a little bit of a seat, get yourself comfy, or maybe just stand, and you could try some of the moves. So Doreen Cronin is the same author who wrote Click Clack Moo, if you like that book. We have it at the library here too. This is published by Atheneum Books for Young Readers. Woohoo! Look at all those bright colors. So perfect. Oh my goodness. Do you wake up with a wiggle? Do you wiggle out of bed? Look at he's wiggling his bum right out of bed. Can you wiggle your bum? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Good job. If you wiggle with your breakfast, it might wind up on your head. Oh my goodness. Pancakes on your head. First, wiggle where your tail would be. Then wiggle all your hair. Let's try it. Wiggle where your tail would be, and wiggle all your hair. Whoa! Feeling extra silly? Wiggle in your underwear. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Can you wiggle with your shadow? Can you wiggle with your toys? Want to take a look? That dog is having a lot of fun. When you wiggle with gorillas, what? It makes do they make a wiggle noise? Or what do gorillas sound like? Can you wiggle in the water? Wiggle one fin on each side. Imagine you have fins like a fish. Wiggle one. Wiggle two. Good job. Way to go. Good for you. You want to see these fish up close? They're so colorful. I love this book. Oh, there's my favorite, one of my favorite creatures in the whole world. A seahorse. Especially a yellow seahorse. I love the color yellow. Or wiggle like a crocodile. Open, big, and wide. Can you make yourself like a crocodile? Arms out in front. Like a big crocodile mouth. Oh my goodness. Good job. Uh-oh. When you wiggle where your wings would be, wiggles fill the sky. What are these wiggling creatures? Striped black and yellow. Some bees. And what do bees say? Bzzz. Good job. Uh-oh. Wiggle slowly when with polar bears. They're very wiggle shy, and you certainly don't want to upset a polar bear, do you? Can I show you this puppy's cute little suit? A little sweater jumper suit. A little onesie. Snakes are one big wiggle. Can you make a snake? Wiggle. Good job. No tails and no feet. Some wiggles are worth waiting for. What do you think it is? Wiggle, wiggle, tweet. Super cute. Would you join me for a wiggle? Oh, look, the puppy's going to play some music. Looks like he's playing an accordion. Would you wiggle on the moon? I think we're out of wiggles now. I'll see you wiggle soon. Sleepy puppies got to go to bed. All right, that is a very fun book, Wiggle, that you can pick up here at Banff Public Library. Do come by and check it out. All right, my friends, let's do a little bit of yoga before we come down and do some meditation. So because we're talking about dogs today, I wanted to do downward facing dog, which I know we've done lots of times, so you probably know how to do it. But I'm going to step back and show you just in case you don't. You can plant your feet about hip width apart. Maybe have a little bend in your knees, and you might need that little bend in your knees when we go down. That's absolutely fine. Let's take a big breath up. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to forward fold, hinging at our hips. And we're just going to stay here for a second. Then we're going to plant our hands and step our feet back. So I'm going to plant my hands, step my feet back. Let my bum be up in the sky. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle like a puppy dog. And just let my head float down towards the earth. And take my gaze to either my feet or my knees or my belly button. Pressing through my fingertips. I can walk this out a little bit. I can lift one heel and then the other. I can bend my knees to get a nice stretch to the back of my legs. Or then I can just find some stillness and find my breath. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let's walk it up and slowly roll up because our head was down for a long time. So we'll take a big breath when we get to the top. downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, we did some dancing. We've done some yoga. I'd like to share a little bit more, some really cute puppy stories with you. And then I've got a fun book to share at the end called Puppy in My Head. So let's see all these puppies. One, woof, 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 woof. So cute. Oh, two, look at this one. What color is it? White. Looks like this one is a poodle. And three. This one's got long ears. And four. What color is this guy? I think he's gray. I think he might be a schnauzer. You can get them on. And then the last one is spotted. I think it's a Dalmatian puppy. Yeah, I'll put this one on my thumb. And then how many puppies do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little doggies went out one day to dig in the dirt and play, play, play. 5 were spotted and 5 were not, and at dinner time they ate a lot. I guess we don't have 5 spotted one. We just have 1. Okay, 1 was spotted and how many were not? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try that again. Okay. 5 little doggies went out one day to dig in the dirt and play, play, play. 1 was spotted and 4 were not, and at dinner time they ate a lot. Some dogs bark, woof, woof, and some dogs growl. Arr. Some dogs yip, maybe like this one, yip, 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 and some dogs howl. Oh, 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 oh. And some dogs wag their tail. I'd say all do. Wag their tail, wiggity wag, wiggity wiggle, wiggle wag. All right. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. Woo-hoo! I like that song. That's a nice one. All right, my friends, I think it's time to read a meditation story. So I'm going to take off these puppies. Bye, puppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good counting. And I'm going to share this fun little book. It's a book about mindfulness. It's called Puppy in My Head. Oh my. By Elise Gravel. So it's a little bit longer. So now that we've done some movement, you might want to make yourself comfy, maybe find a blankie or a pillow and have a seat. This is published by Harper Publishing. There is a puppy in my head, and his name is Ollie. Arf! Most of the time, Ollie is quiet. He sits or sleeps, and he's a good puppy. There's his sleeping. Ollie is very curious. He wants to explore everything, smell everything, say hello to everybody, and go everywhere. That's how puppies learn. He's smelling and saying hello and getting into all sorts of things. That's how puppies learn. Sometimes Ollie is all over the place. He gets excited. Yip, 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 yip. And then I get excited too. She looks a little excited, doesn't she? When he's happy excited, it's fun. I feel like jumping around or dancing. But it's not fun when Ollie is too excited. That's when he runs around in my head and makes too much noise. Bark, 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 bark. He can't calm down. I can't calm down either. Ollie, stop it. Sometimes he gets scared. He tries to warn me that there is danger. Most of the time, the danger is not real, luckily. Eek! Bark! Grr, grr. Is that what dogs do when they get scared? Have you seen? Sometimes they growl and bark if they're scared. But then I get scared too. Eek! What is it, Ollie? Is there something we should be afraid of? If I listened to him every time he got scared, I'd be scared a lot. I try to tell him, stop, Ollie, sit down. Ow! But it doesn't always work. He needs help to calm down. It's not easy for a puppy. It's not a leash that you can see. It's an invisible leash that I have. It's called my breath. Huh? This is going to help Ollie calm down with breath. We know this from our yoga and meditation, don't we? We know this. I sit down. I'm going to sit down too. And I take a gentle breath. Why don't you try? Do you want to sit down and take a big breath in through your nose and maybe out through your mouth? Let's do it again, one more time. Ooh, I already feel calmer. How about you? Then I breathe out very slowly. Look at the breath. And he comes a little closer. Oh, he's asleep now. He just needed some help. We're both feeling better now. There are other ways I can help Ollie. When he gets too excited, he needs to use up his energy. I take him for a walk or a run or a dance or some yoga, just like we did, right? Or chase a ball. Sometimes Ollie just needs to talk, and I listen and I try to understand what he's telling me. What's bothering you, Ollie? Yip, yip, bark, yip, 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 yip. Then I can talk about it to someone too. Ollie is upset because I had a fight with my friend. Mostly what Ollie needs is for me to pay attention and spend time with him. I'm here for you, buddy. I love Ollie. He's such a good puppy. He's my best friend. Everybody has a puppy in their head, even grown-ups. Do you have one? What is your puppy's name? If you had a puppy in your head, which puppy would you have? Which one? I think I would choose this big one. I like big dogs. Okay, that is a cute little story called Puppy in My Head by Elise. It's a book about mindfulness. So I think what she's meaning is sometimes our brains are like little puppies running around and yipping and barking in our head, and they're also our friends. So we just have to pay attention and take care of our brains, our minds, and our heart and our bodies. So thank you so much for joining me for Move and Groove. I think it's great because we move our bodies and we calm and we stretch and we calm our minds and we have some fun with some stories and thought stories. So thanks again for joining. I'm going to bring out the magic veil, which is what we do at the end of every single Move and Groove class, so you can make yourself comfortable and just imagine that the silky fabric is rolling over your body. If you want to take a look, here it is. Nice, bright, beautiful rainbow. All right, here it comes. Ready? 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. Good job, my friends. We'll say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye.